So we killed Nasdaq, killed it live. We were live on Instagram when I gave out these signals. Now it's running. I'm not sure how many pips, but as you can see, we made a profit of 6K from just 800 rands, guys. You don't need a lot of money to make a lot of money. No, it's all about the skill. So if you are having someone like me who's as skillful as me, and then yeah, you have to make it. Yeah, you are bound to make profits. So here we are having Nasdaq. I just want to break down on how I took this trade. In fact, we were live on Instagram. Yeah, if you saw that video, I mean that live video, then you killed Nasdaq. You killed it. So make sure that you follow us on Instagram. You join our free Telegram group. Sometimes I do share signals there so that if you can't afford to join our VIP group, then you can be able to do what? You can be able to grow your account using our free signals. And then, in fact, I get happy when someone texts me to say, I raised this money from your free signals. So in that way, our signals are free because you are using our free signals to join our VIP group. So yeah, guys, how I called it. Number one, you can see this line is still right here, this point of interest. So you know that Nasdaq respects zones, it respects points of interest. So that for the fact that Nasdaq was on a point of interest, first thing first, it was the first reason for me to enter a buy opportunity. But then a lot of people they make this mistake that they just draw support and resistance. You see, we can fill up this whole chart with support and resistance. Unfortunately, I'm not doing an analysis. I will go to the daily time frame and then break it down. But we're just doing an overview of how I traded. I took this wonderful trade. So here you have to build a case of evidence. You see, take it's a court case. For someone to be executed, the judge might need a case of evidences in order for them to execute and to give out a judgment, right? So even here, for you, before you judge if the market will either go up, down, the fact that the market is on support or on resistance is not evidence enough for you to enter that trade. You have to have more than one reason to enter that trade. So that's where what we call confluence. So here it was on a point of interest, right? And then this is the 1 hour time frame. First thing first, it was on a point of interest. Second thing that I saw here is that it did something called the liquidation process. The liquidation process basically means that before the market does what takes a trade, it has to do what? It has to liquidate the early sellers. I mean sellers here. So there are people who were convinced that this low was taken out and then will continue going down, right? And then what the market does is that it first liquidates, and then people who were just on support and resistance, for example, you drew your support and then you were like, okay, you touched the support and then you enter. For the fact that it touched, it's not reason enough for you to enter that trade. You have to build a case of evidences. So the second case of evidence is that it created the forced liquidation. So this is the forced liquidation process. Some call it stop hands. Yeah, meaning to say that it has, you see, one thing about the market is that these guys, they do not want to go with you. They do not want to profit with you. So they have to make sure that you blow your account before it takes your direction. Hence, understanding the liquidation process in the market is so much important. And I've been studying this. I've been studying this for quite a while now. So here you see that it has liquidated, meaning to say now it has grabbed enough liquidity for it to take that direction. So yeah, what happens is that the market will do what? The market will liquidate you and then take your direction. It's not like you do not know the direction of the market. Yeah. So this is a liquidation process, guys. A liquidation process, basically the market does what? The market takes you out. It just clears your what? Your stop loss. Taking out your stop loss and then taking your direction. That's the liquidation process. So liquidity basically in the market, it acts as fuel, meaning to say that it has to grab fuel, it has to take stop hands, blow your accounts before taking buying positions. So the market, I've always said it, the market is a tug of war. It's a zero-sum market. So meaning to say that for the market to buy, there's to be a seller. And for the market to sell, there's to be a buyer. Sellers and buyers, So it's a competition. It's a war between buyers and sellers. So what happens is that if you see the market buying like this, it simply means that there were buyers involved and then there were sellers that were liquidated. Just like that. That's how the market operates. Hence, we have strategies like smart money concepts. These strategies are there to try and fill in that gap that's been created by market makers to do what? To liquidate retail traders. So yeah, that's what happens here. So another thing here, the market formed a pattern like this. So you can see that the market formed a type of a falling channel right here. So I was able to identify this falling channel right there. That's evidence number 3. Evidence number 1, it was on a point of interest. Evidence number 2, there was a liquidation process. Evidence number 3, we have this channel right here. So this channel simply means that there's a shift in market character. Now the sellers are being overwhelmed by the buyers. So there's a change, there's a shift in market character. So you can see that it's still buying right here. So another thing the market has given me is that it has given me this inverse head and shoulder right here. So this inverse head and shoulder, that was my last confirmation that it was a buy. And then exactly right here, that's where our entry was. That's where my entry is. Okay, yeah, that's exactly where we entered. We entered exactly here with a sniper entry. And then, yeah, stop loss, I'm not sure. I don't, personally, I don't use stop losses because, yeah, this is Nasdaq, So, and then my first target was here. That's when I sent a signal on my VIP group. Our first target was exactly right here. And then the target was hit during the fundamental event. There was GDP. First TP was hit. Our TP was hit. And then I personally, I'm still holding right now. I'm still holding. I'm sure now I'm running a profit of around 7K, somewhere there, 8K from 800 rands. So here, this is going to be our target right there. So that's how I entered this trade. As simple as that. First thing first, I identified my point of interest. I identified my pattern, which was the falling wedge. And then I identified this liquidation. And you can see that with this trend line, with these trend lines right here, you can see that this trend line gave me a beautiful entry right there. Unfortunately, I did not see when it went and tapped here. You can see, yeah, it was after my trading time 7, because I trade mostly London session, and then I open my trades, I close. But then with this one, you can see that it was a clear setup. Hence, I'm still holding. In fact, my longest time I've held, it's now. I've never held a trade as long as this one. You see, so yeah, and then this you're gonna still witness it doing what? Coming to these highs right here. To these points right here. And then if it takes this point out and then continue buying, it means that we're gonna be looking for more of buying opportunities on Nasdaq. So yeah, this was how I took buying opportunities on Nasdaq, and then we made 6K profits. And then here Let me just show you some trades. Here we had USDT. Unfortunately, in fact, USDT, guys, USDT is more accurate, like moves quite good more than Nasdaq. In fact, I prefer USDT these days. It's just that I'm used to Nasdaq, But yeah, USDT gave us quite a similar pattern, but you can see that it gave us a beautiful impulse. It gave us a correction right there, and then it started impulsing to the upside. Yeah, so that's how it is. That's how it is. And then we're gonna be monitoring it, and then make sure that you join our groups, and then make sure you do what you comment, you like, you share, so that I can upload more of these videos. And then yeah, that's it, guys. Oh, and with gold, yeah, you can see gold. Unfortunately, yeah, you can see gold. Yeah, I analyzed this. I think it was somewhere here. Then yeah, it dropped like crazy. So these are just basic patterns. You can see it's just an impulse correction and then an impulse. As simple as that. So yeah, guys,